Hey folks, I'm going to do an expansion testing as part of this series, which I don't normally do. Um, but it's with some nations it's more straightforward than others, and I thought Sauromatia would be super straightforward. It's a little tricky. I mean, it's not that tricky, but we'll see how we do. Um, I mean, it's not hard. We should be able to have phenomenal expansion, but it's a little finicky. I won't go so far as to say it requires finesse because some parts of it are kind of mindless. Um, anyway, we're going to take the map that I'm going to end up using for this game, and we'll just pick Sorrow. Sorry. If you're playtesting, the AI doesn't even matter, right? You just put an AI on. In this case, we don't have any water spots, so I don't want it to bug out. We'll go ahead and load up a god. I made another god too. I don't think I'm gonna go back and edit my Pretender episode. I don't really cover that much in there. So it was a kind of lousy Pretender design episode. But this is another bless you could potentially get looking at the nations in my game. We picked up swiftness here, got an extra point in air for for minor shock resistance. Because if you think about it, we're going to be a little worried about Thunderstrike, but 10 shock resistance is not going to save most of our troops from being hit by Thunderstrike. What it will do is it'll prevent you from getting your ass knocked out if you're adjacent to somebody who got hit by Thunderstrike, which is actually a pretty big deal. And it's going to help a lot, actually, with air elementals and stuff. So, anyway, this is another kind of build variant. We have significantly better scales over here. I still went with luck. This is controversial. You could go Misfortune 2 and almost max out order and productivity, and this will give you better armies. Basically, you'll be able to have bigger armies. It's not really going to give you more money. It may give you a tiny bit more money, but when you factor in gold and then having to deal with rating and stuff, luck I think is going to be a little bit better than 3 points in luck. I think is going to be better than an additional 3 points in these two. And you can see my video on luck scales analysis if you are a doubter. But anyway, we've got minor cold resistance because I think versus Niflheim that's basically required, and then defense skill, and then 2 reinvigoration because this is pretty nice on thugs. And we don't have foot slots to do Boots of the Messenger, and we don't have earth mages to make any of the other reinvig gear. So reinvig is actually pretty tough for us to get. Blood Surge kind of helps with that for thugging, but I don't know. I like Blood Surge a lot, but I'm also not in love with Blood Surge. Because Blood Surge does not help you when you need it most, versus the very, very hard to kill stuff. Because you never get that Blood Surge proc. Anyway, this is another option, and I was thinking about it because I was actually having a little bit of trouble expanding. So anyway, we'll fire up the game. And this will be quick. The whole point, I'm going to talk through it as we go, but it's going to be quick. The point of expansion testing is not to take a long-ass time. It's to do it really fast. So that's what we're going to do. There is a bug where if you do repeat recruitment, and this is actually kind of important to get fixed, it's not going to get the last one. I think it's going to deduct if you do repeat recruitment, it's going to hose up the resources for your commander and prevent you from getting your last one. So you only get 2. So anyway, don't do that. This is what we do. And we're prophetizing this guy. We're not even going to worry about moving the scout. And I think that'll do it. We're not going to do mercs. I'll be looking at mercs in the game, but I'll probably be a little cash strapped, and I can expand pretty well without mercs. So we probably won't do it. So here, this is, I think, how I'm going to do it in the game, but I'm not sure. We've got our warrior sorceress. We can have, if I have weekendies around me, I can do a double expand. So I think I can do a double expand. We got weekendies. We've got a couple medium difficulty, like this wolf tribe's probably my hardest neighbor. But generally pretty weak. And then depending, okay, we got alt 1. I've been practicing and reloading to not get bark skin. Because bark skin actually helps with expansion, but in this case we have it, so we'll go ahead and test it. Without getting bark skin, I was getting I don't know, and making mistakes. I still don't have this completely ironed out. I'll test it a bit more after this, but without bark skin, I was getting about 23 provinces year 1. If you don't have bark skin, you're basically going to lose some more of these expansion parties than you otherwise would. So we're going to come out here and wreck these guys. And we're going to take our main force here. The wolf tribe are kind of going to be motherfuckers. These are going to be kind of hard. I want to go after kind of easy stuff for the moment. I think we'll just go after the slingers. And the hoplites are going to be a little annoying. This is kind of what I have found works best. Fire closest, attack, or hold an attack closest. And then put these guys somewhere back here. And then put this guy somewhere right here. And I know this is a little weird looking. But trust me. I'll say that and it's probably going to fuck up. But this is a little gimmicky. Anyway, the idea is these guys are going to shoot. And just as people are getting close, these guys are going to come slam into them. This army really starts to struggle against larger numbers, though. But we should be okay versus easy stuff. I can probably do another party this turn. And I have bark skin, so I don't really need to research. Otherwise, I'd be more inclined to get an Inari. I think I'm inclined here to be a bit more greedy. And we'll go like this. Actually, no, I think we're going to get an Inari. And we'll kind of chill out this turn. Next turn, we'll do like a bigger expand. This is mostly to reduce attrition. So let's take a look at it. And there go the lances. We end up causing a fair amount of friendly fire with our archers. We don't end up killing anything. That's nice. So that's pretty clean. Down here, let's see if we manage to mess this up. Uh-oh, they've got nature magic coming in on us. Alright, that was a little spicy with the mages hitting us, but anyway, it worked. Great Iron Mine, 100 resources. Holy shit. That hasn't happened in any of my tests. Got a ton of resources in our capital. Holy crap. We've got these Cynocephalian warriors here. They're going to be pretty tough. I've gone against them before. You have some problems. The javelins, they'll peg you to a tree or back of a cave wall. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's out for us. We can kill it. The last time I did it, I took it with like 8 of these guys. Here we've only got, what, 4 total, including the commander. So probably a little out of our depth. I think we're just going to head over this way. Up here, we have Jade Amazons. Nice. We don't value them as much as other nations without access to that path, but we'll take it. Jade Maidens. I think we're going to switch this up and just do attack closest, but put them back here, and let's do attack cavalry. And they'll probably hit it about the same time. Here we'll do... Okay. A little risky, and we don't have another expansion party going out. If we were really greedy, we could have had one, but hopefully this will reduce some of our attrition we take. Not this turn, because this is a small party. We're a little surrounded. Okay, they power through. They're powering through. Oh, we got hit. We got hit. We got hit. Fuck. Right at the end when we were harassed. This is our hero. Crippled. Don't you dare, you fuckers. Alright, well... She made it back with actually everybody. It's not even a big deal. So in this case, they're just going to be on home and attack closest. We'll finish these guys off. They'll have a bit of a morale issue. Here, we took some pretty heavy losses. Let's see what happens here. I don't think I fought Jade Amazons many times on my test, so this is one of the reasons you do it, just to get some intuition for how your troops match up against... That's a lot of Jade Amazons. Oh, I think we can get these riders too. They're a little pricey, but I mean, we basically got a blessed custom build for them. Oh, this is really close. Alright, well, next time I have to respect this a bit more. So anyway, there we go. And yeah, we can get these guys. So they're 45 here, and not as good as stats if you compare them to our homegirls over here. They've got, first of all, they've got the tattoos, and they're 18. Okay, no, they're also 45. But then basically 12 attack, 14, 15, and then these guys, yeah, basically the same attack stats. Not as good a protection. Our ladies are 14. And then I think we have a bit more armor. I mean, HP. Yeah, 1 more HP, 3 more protection, 2 more defense, and then we have both of these. So anyway, that's kind of cool. All right. Given that this army is a little beat up, we could go after... I think we've got to pull these guys home. It would be fun to kind of try to stretch this out, but I don't think we're going to be able to. So let's see how far it is home. 16. We actually can ditch these guys and make it home. And then that'll mean we can expand, which means I also don't need to recruit another warrior sorceress. We'll just get one of these guys, and then you can lead, not all of them, because we don't need this many. I think we're going to do 1 guy on guard commander. And hotkey this, hold an attack closest. If you do bigger party sizes, you kind of need to do this. Or you do hold it, divide them up into 2 squads. So anyway, we'll do this. And this group will be able to basically, hopefully not take any losses. But I think we're actually going to switch this up a bit. I think this will be, we'll do Barkskin on our final cast. Now we were more likely to get everybody blessed. And attack closest, okay. This will be our new script. So we also need to look at building... Okay, we can't quite do it yet. We're gonna... Okay, we have another expansion party coming out. Well, this group's got to cut south now, and then the main one with my prophet's going to have to come this way. That's what's going to have to happen. We have extra money and extra resources, but okay, we don't have much extra money. I have 20 gold. I think we'll get a Lancer. All right, no losses. I'll just show you this because we're kind of watching some of them. Normally, when you're expansion testing, you're not going to sit there and watch all the battles. You're usually going to watch battles that don't go well, which is a little funny. All right, they didn't really break a sweat. Here, we're going after these few archers that are left. All right, and that is about the end of, well, no, there's an idiot up here. We'll go take them. Here we need to cut south and take these Hobart militia out. We're getting to summer, turn 5, so other people are maybe doing 2 expansion parties a turn, and we're going to be heading out with 3. I'm going to go ahead and do Divine Blessing first. And let's roll out, boys. Next up, we would like to expand again. Oh, I didn't set research. Research, we want to go enchantment 3. We should be able to get enchantment 3 this year. I want to go ahead and get 1 more expansion party out too. So we'll do this. After this, we're probably going to switch over to Inaris. And it's also worth going ahead and starting our fort soon. So I'm going to go ahead and move this scout out to start that first fort. And we've got a bit of extra money. I'm going to go ahead and do 6 PD in some of these. I have luck, so I don't really have to worry too much about misfortune events, but we're a bit paranoid. Okay, I think that will do. Clean. We lost one guy here. Let's see what happened. They have really high attack density, so it's possible we got too harassed down. Oh no, they had a mage. All right, put to sleep. Our defense is 0. So I guess we get the shit smacked out of us when we're asleep, huh? Alright, that was a mage. Well, rip. And we're still at 5, so it's probably worth keep. Oh, I need to keep them together because I can't do everybody on guard commander. And then we'll come over and take 30 horse tribe is on the limit of what these guys can take. In fact, it's only fall. I mean, if we look at it, the enemy cap in the real game is going to be here. So this would be like a very aggressive move coming this way. This would be a less aggressive move. So probably in a multiplayer game, I would be more inclined, unless I knew who it was, I'd be more inclined to like take this. I could also take this and then sell it to them. So we'll see. Here we're all afflicted to hell. We did manage to kill, what, 8 dudes? So here we'll probably site search. We've almost got enough money now for, next turn we'll have it, for our fort. And I have enough resources left over I can actually do repeat recruitment now, so I don't have to keep microing this every turn. And then we'll keep streaming along. We'll hit this. We'll try to get this before winter comes. We're going to go ahead and set this up to 10 because this is going to be my first fort. And we don't get... Yeah, we just get militia here. I'm going to go ahead and do 6 everywhere too. Which is a little... you know, when you're trying to get your first fort up. Spending the 6 is going to slow that timing. It may make it so I don't get it next turn. And I'm not sure if I'll do it in the real game, but we'll see. It's also going to be meh if I lose a fort. I mean, lose a province. Now, we have a lot of extra resources, which we wouldn't normally have, thanks to that site. And we don't have a ton of extra recruitment points, so I can't really recruit too much more. We'll start getting more troops when we get a proper army. And these guys march in. You see how he did 1 skeleton? That's because I scripted him for 3 blesses in case we didn't bless everybody, and then I guess everybody's blessed, so he did a skeleton. Sometimes we'll do the ghost. I don't know if I have conjuration 1. I think it defaults if you're death 1 to conjuration to the ghost 1, but let's see, we're decaying a bunch of their troops. That's what those little white numbers are. Now, our guys are not as fast as the other kind of cavalry we've got. I don't think we lost anything. Oh, we lost 1 lancer. That's fine. We're only doing 2 expansions a turn now. Which, shit, I had these guys. I meant to send them out a turn before. So that's going to be a bit slower expansion than we otherwise would have had. Oh, crap. Can I not make it out here? Why can't I go? Oh, I can hit this, though. Okay, this is perfect. So... hold an attack closest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself 3 bodyguards. 2 bodyguards. We'll have 7 in this main group. Okay. We'll have him... we can't take this out, but that's fine. We'll backfill that later. And then... again, this would be his cap circle. So if we were just trying to get like a quote-unquote high number of expansions, we could go after this. But that's not going to be very realistic of a multiplayer game at all, because we wouldn't really go after this unless we were going to go after somebody's cap. So anyway, that would be kind of like falsely inflating our numbers. And this is going to force us to go after hard ones, which we've been avoiding, like these horse tribe. Which honestly, we don't have enough guys here to kill. So... you know, what are we going to do? Okay, we're going to come up here and then try to hit that, I think, is what we're going to try to do. We've still got a decent force here. We're going to move these guys north. This guy will come run through this way. And yeah, I think that's about how that's going to go. Okay, now I can get one more expansion party out this turn. And we can send them this way. And I think we'll be able to take these Wolf Tribe. Wolf Tribe are kind of motherfuckers, though. We're not at Enchantment 3 yet, either. My research is a little slow. And we've still got some unrest here. I don't know if I scripted everybody. Okay, it appears I scripted them well enough. Yeah, we did, okay. So we'll take this. We left these archers behind here, which, whoops. We are probably going to have enough to start our first fort. Yeah, we're on a repeat recruitment. I'm going to go ahead and switch to Inari again. And then we're going to go ahead and start making our first fort. And over here, we're going to come over here, and we've got two groups that can converge on this. So hold an attack closest. Wait, no, this guy will be on guard commander. These guys are going to be on hold and attack closest. And I think the idea here... this commander is not really going to get an action, so Barkskin's not terribly important. Here we're just going to do Barkskin, Blessing, attack closest, okay? And then hopefully they go in at about the same time. I forget the exact timing. You would think 2 attacks and attack closest would go at the same time as hold and attack closest, which this is supposed to be hold twice and attack closest. It never ends up quite working that way. And where would the other cap be? 1, 2, 3. Here would be another cap. This is actually a less contentious province to take, but it's going to block us off from, well, I mean, realistically, we're expanding so fast, we're going to be in other people's cap, so whatever. We're going to go up that way. Heavy infantry, we'll be okay. Okay, this group can come over this way. And yeah. Damn near done with that. We need to be thinking about our next fort, which I guess will be here. And okay, everything worked. Winter has started, which means we are near the end of our expansion testing. We got 4 guys researching. We got lizards on lizards. We want to get, ideally, I think we're going to send these guys at the cave. So we're going to have them head south. And you are going to start this. We're getting very close to having that done too. So maybe what I need to look at. Oh no, you get afflicted. Lost an arm. That's not great. Oh, but we lost our shield arm. I think what we're going to do, we're going to use this other one just for blessing. And I'm going to try to get this guy all the way over here because she's too slow to move across the map. But maybe that's a lot of Sinnoh warriors. We also have dark vision on our bless, so caves aren't a big deal for us. Otherwise, we get completely butchered. There's a very high chance we lose that. I'm just going off the last time I fought, and I don't think this is 50. I think it's like 35, 40. The last time I fought it, it kind of went okay. Where's the other cap going to be? So there's going to be one here. There's going to be one here. So this is, you know, potentially we could take this. That allows us to potentially consolidate here. That's Bloodhinge Druid, so we'll probably leave them be. Now, what we'll probably be doing in a real game if I get this big is we'll continue expanding, and I'll try to sell these provinces to neighbors if they want to buy them. I'll sell them for like 2 turns of income or something, or like 3 turns of income. And if people don't want to go to war with me, then they'll probably do that. The problem is we're not going to have, I don't think, private Diplo. Like, I think it's all public Diplo. And if I'm trying to sell to everybody, then we could have our own issues. The other thing is I can potentially just bum rush people, because nobody's going to want to fight Decay Weapon, hard to hit Sacreds, or not nobody, not many people, this early in the game. We definitely need some PD here. We'll go ahead and do 10. Let's go ahead and try to top up with 6 in some of these. Okay. And I think that will do. Okay, we lost 3 Lancers. Oh, there's an Azir Mage. Let's see what the hell happened. Oh, they've just been getting hit by desiccation, which is causing us some issues, it looks like. Yeah, look at our guys. They're really fatigued out. Alright, rip. Next up, we took this. Now, one of the things we're a little weak against is Supermassed Archer Fire. So what you'll probably see is we killed this first round. Okay. Is my guess. And then, like, now you're like, okay, it's all fine. I think we actually lose another 1 or 2 here. Okay, no, didn't really have. We lost 1. So we lost 1 on the first wave, 1 on the second, and I bet you we died to the archers. Oh, we might not have. I don't know, if masked archer in close range are actually pretty dangerous to the Oreopatas. That's what I have found. And here we don't take any losses. So, thing is too, especially when you're this late in expansion and you're in the multiplayer game, you want to be careful about taking losses for stuff that you're not going to hold. Like, let's say I sell it for 2 turns of income. Well, how does that compare to the cost of, like, a Sacred? Like, a Sacred is worth more to me than 45 gold, because obviously I spent 45 gold to get it. So, anyway. It is worth thinking about that. And we're about done with our clock. Got this group, which is still pretty strong. We'll run them into the heavy cav. This is going to be a little dicey. Heavy cav, you don't really want to run your shit into this. And we're not quite enchantment 3 yet, which is the other kind of milestone I want to have by the end of year 1. Okay, we're going to hit these guys. Blessing, blessing, blessing. Park's going to attack closest. Okay, well, that's as good as it's going to be. And then, because we have less than 5, we have to shift everybody into a guard commander stack. And we'll just run these guys south. Now, where would another cap be? The other cap would be right here. So we would be all up in their business. But we can potentially sell land back to them. But we can also potentially just attack them. So we'll do pretty well against PD. And because we have such efficient... That's one of the things, too. Like, if you have really efficient expansion, you probably also have really efficient raiding. Oh, I've got this I need to take. Shit. What time? Do we have time? I don't think I have time. But, yeah, we'd be able to backfill that. This fort's coming up this turn. Or in a turn. This one's almost done. We need to be thinking about our next fort, too. I don't want to completely starve my cap. We'd probably be here. We're going to want 1 more fort at least. We need kind of a lot of forts. As Sorrow. Okay, this is the one we want to see. Cephalian warriors will mess your shit up, and there's a lot of them. And they're in a cave, but we've got that spirit sight. And you see the javelins just did a number on us, but when we hit them, they're really soft. And we've got 2 attacks per dude, so we hit them, we tend to break them. This is how the last time I fought them wins, but you can see how they're pretty scary. Anyway, let's see what the next battle is. We lost 1 guy here. Magic site found. Frozen lands? That must mean this is one of the water thrones. You know, it would be interesting, too, because I'm already going water, to consider a bless where you go cold instead of heat. I don't think Sauromatia... I can't remember if we have a heat preference. It doesn't say any heat preference. I think we were neutral scales, so our neutral temperature. But yeah, we could go water, which would allow river crossings easier, or I mean cold, and then pick up winter's gift, and that would be good on our sacred. It's not so great on our armies, but our armies are going to be kind of slow because they're going to be limited by the Inari. I mean, the Inari aren't that slow. Yeah, okay, never mind. Our armies are kind of quick, and these guys are not going to have winter movement bonus. Well. Probably okay with heat in that case. But it is an option, especially if you're like almost only sacred. You go winter's gift, so you can move over the cold and then pick up cold. We've got a Niflheim in our game, so that, I mean, that's a concern, but I'm pretty sure I will chop those giants up. Okay, and this would be into the cap circle. So anyway, some of these won't, in my opinion, I mean, in some ways it still counts because you're seeing, you know, how efficient can you expand. But it's not, I mean, obviously not really like what you would get in a multiplayer game. Because we've now well expanded outside of the amount of space on the map. If any of our neighbors completely like fail expansion though, we will be, because you can see I'm like basically probing almost all my directions, like where I'm ready to just suck up any land that people can't take. Now, the other interesting thing about Sauromatia is we don't actually need to build a lab. But I'm going to want to, because A, I have money, but B, while we can get soothsayers, and we will, soothsayers are going to be really important, I want to get research early, fast and early, and if you compare the research on soothsayers, well, shit, we'll get one. Oh, shit. We'll go here. I don't know which one I would get in reality. Oh, this is going to be our last turn. So whatever, this party's not going to get to count. If I was paying attention, we would have gotten this province too. So I'm going to go ahead and count that in our total. Bark skin being cast on you? We do. And this group's actually kind of weak. I think we actually have to switch him to Guard Commander. And we'd also start kind of preparing for our first war and probably get a Hydra. Or we'd get a Hydra, like, actually when, or 2 Hydras, when we actually plan on rolling out. Because we will have Hydras in our first player army. Like, army designed to kill players. And yeah, this will be coming up this turn. This will be coming up shortly thereafter. We'll probably get Soothsayers out of here. We'll get Inari out of here. And then we've got another fort underway. So if we look at it, Oryapata lost 1, we lost 2. And like, you wouldn't take some of these fights just because... Oh, we actually ended up winning that. Okay. So anyway, that's the end of year 1. And... okay, yeah, these guys are 8, but these guys are 14. We're in Magic Scales 1. So, I mean, 8, 14. These guys are almost twice as good. So you're going to make... you know, you're going to make a lot more money, basically. Let's go ahead and start getting Inari every turn. And the Inari are going to be much better at fighting in the early game. Once I have Enchantment 3, which basically this turn. So we were a little slow on research this game compared to other times, but not that bad. I'm going to go ahead and build another temple too, just to spread my dominion. I don't have a lot of candles, so we've got to pay that cost. And I might play this a little bit more. Well, no, probably not, because there's no AIs or anything. But this, I think, gives you a decent idea of what can happen, and this also serves as some backup. If I completely fail an expansion in the multiplayer, at least you'll see what it's supposed to look like. So anyway. Did our other guy do it? Wait, where did we lose one? Oh no, he did it. I kind of want to watch this battle. So here we used him like we were using a warrior princess. Now, I mean, he's pretty solid. Like, we look at his stats. He's got, yeah, defense 23. Heroic ability, lightning, reflexes. Yeah, good luck hitting him. Okay. So anyway, how did we do? It's turn 12, end of year 1, early spring. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and then we'll count this one, 29. So 29. It's me not paying attention. And we've got a couple we could have, I like the backfill stuff is dumb, because whatever. In a multiplayer game, you're not going to get 29, but what does this mean? How do you interpret this? Well, I'll go ahead and tell you, we got a little bit lucky. Normally in this happening, you will lose one warrior sorceress, or like one of these small expansion parties will fail. So that didn't happen. So I would say this is higher than what I would expect. Like I would expect basically like 4 fewer provinces. So I don't know, like 23, 24. So yeah, we didn't lose any warrior sorceresses. We got some who were pretty afflicted, but yeah. So what it means is that basically we're going to be able to get to all the key choke points hopefully before our neighbors. We're going to be well set up to be very aggressive in the early game, or to defend ourselves, or to raid, or whatever the game calls on us to do. If any of our neighbors fail in expanding, we will be ready to just eat up whatever they can't eat. We'll be like the fat kid at the dinner table, eating everybody else's scraps. So yeah, I would say that's all well and good. We are going to be very well set up for our first war, because just having awakened tattoos for our first war is going to be a big deal. A very big deal. And we're going to have raised skeletons too. We'll get thaumaturgy probably next. And then we'll probably get either we'll go all the way up to enchant 5, which not sure about. Or for the thugging, depending on like our neighbors, and if we see their bless, and if they have magic weapons, then we'll come down here. Because if they have magic weapons, tattoos isn't very good anymore. Then we're going to want to come down here and get protection moss body. So this is probably what we'll do. Probably do something like this, then probably like that. And we'll be very ready to fight a first war. If people rush us, we're going to have like already enough skelly spam that's going to just almost murder anything that comes at us, except maybe a doom stack of vine hairs, which I had mentioned before I'm a little worried about. So yeah, that is expansion with Sauromatia, and hope you enjoyed it. It's going to hopefully not make the next few episodes boring, where we basically do this in the slow form of a multiplayer game. So anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Cheers.